Alright, so when you create a level, when you compile it, the compiler creates a BSP. It's the file that you can give to people online or that you host and people download from your server when you create a game. But if you have custom materials that you want to add, like we just did with our overlay, or other custom materials you add for your textures or custom characters you add using some of our other DVDs, or custom sounds, custom anything that you add, anything that's not OEM with the game, original package stuff, you'll need to pack into your level. So let's talk a bit about packaging your levels. Alright, there's a couple really useful tools. Usually to add stuff into your BSP is kind of technical, but it's really technical. But there's some handy UI software out there that we can use to make it easier. So either go to your developer wiki, and search for one that I like, PackRat. Alright, so let's go to the PackRat homepage. So from the PackRat homepage, you can scroll down and download the newest version of PackRat. You have to make sure that you have Java installed before you do. So go ahead, download that, download Java if you need, install both those guys, pretty handy, and I'll meet you right back here when you're finished. Alright, so we've got PackRat. We made sure that we had Java installed. And I've moved the PackRat files into a PackRat folder inside my program files, Steam Apps, username, Source SDK bin folder. And you can put your PackRat wherever you like it, anywhere you'll remember it. But I like to put all my tools in the bin folder with the other tools, like VTEX and some of the other ones. Open up the PackRat folder. We're going to run the bat file, the batch file, to start up the process. And it brings up this nice little interface. And it's going to ask them for the map file that we want to open up. So let's open up a file. We'll navigate to where we want to be. And we're going to go into the username, day of defeat source, DOD, maps. And we have our DOD 4rooms.bsp. Double click. And it's going to give you a list of stuff we have. You'll see a lot, especially if you've run the cube maps on your map. Different files we have installed into our level here. And I'm just going to add a few files. So we'll click Add. First thing we want to add is our level overview. So let's go up into our Noesis 07 Day of Defeat DOD. And if you'll remember, it's in the Materials, Overviews, and we have our two files here. So we'll grab those guys, the VMT and the VTF. And it's going to ask you for the path. So on our computer, when we're adding it, it's on our C drive under Program Files, Steam, blah, blah, blah. But when we add to a BSP, we want to use the relative file path. So we want to use everything after DOD since we're playing Day of Defeat. If it were Counter-Strike, you would see Counter-Strike Source CSS. But we do want this Materials Overview Forms VMT. So that's the file path we want. It's nice enough to fix it for us. So let's say yes. It'll ask us the same thing for the next one. Yes, you want to be sure that you're using this relative file path, not the file path on your local computer, or people downloading your BSP won't be able to use it. So there we go. We got our two new files. We can also add in our welcome screen. So we'll go up a few to our DOD and we'll add our motd.txt. Make sure that it's relative, and it wasn't nice enough to do it for us this time, so we'll click. We'll hit edit. And we're going to take this bit out of the file path. So we'll just go right to DOD. We don't even need that DOD in there. So okay, there it is. It's at the root of the file path. And we could add anything else you want. If you had custom materials, custom sprays, we could come in here and add materials, add some sprays and stuff like that that you might want to add within your level. And yes, we'll just yes to all. Double check the directories. And that's basically it. We got it there. So we just close it down, go up to File. We're going to save our BSP. And we can save it the same name there, DOD 4rooms BSP. Save. Already exists. Yes. And that's the one that we'll host games with. That's the one we'll put online on our website to show everyone. And yeah, why don't you guys maybe start from that DOD 4rooms, which is obviously a really, really small level, especially for something like data feet. I understand this for control point maps and stuff like that. But why don't you start there? And I'm sure that just from those hallways, you could go down the slope. You could have, it doesn't even need to be perfectly symmetrical. You could have a couple different areas on either side of the stairs, some big fields, some open spaces, put in a lot of different areas that we can play with there. So I'd be curious. Why don't you do that? Package it up. Put any custom materials and stuff in there that you want. Any welcome screens, make your map overview, package that up, and send it to us. Or post it up on the forum there. And we'd love to see how many different people can come up with variations on this, kind of intro map here that's got some advanced features, but still